Hello, everybody. My name is Verv, and welcome to the October 24th, 2022 episode of the Bullshit Podcast. This is quite literally going to be the shortest podcast ever because we only have 6 topics. News this week was fucking dreadful. There was almost absolutely nothing. Yeah, we have 3 gaming topics and 3 non-gaming topics. 2 of those non-gaming topics I had to actually go back earlier than last week's non-gaming topics just to get them. So, yeah, this is a rough week. But I'm here, and I'm here to tell you about what's going on. Now, there is going to be an episode of the Bullshit Podcast on Halloween, and that will be the episode that I decide to actually do, like, the monthly recaps of the games that are coming out. I forgot to do October, so I'm going to do October's, and then we're also going to do next month's as well. So we're going to do October and November's in the next podcast. But this one's going to be a short one. So buckle in for literally a short episode. We're just going to chill and look at a couple of topics. First topic being Resident Evil 4's remake has a new trailer, new Resi 4 remake trailer. Since this is such a short episode, we will actually watch the trailer in this episode. So, Capcom held a special Resident Evil showcase yesterday, revealing more about the upcoming Resident Evil Village Gold Edition that games' Shadows of Rose DLC and its remake of Resident Evil 4. Capcom Sorry, I was taking a drink. Capcom revealed that it was remaking the beloved classic earlier this year, giving it a March 24th, 2023 release date. Now the company has released a second trailer for Resident Evil 4, and simply put, this game looks stunning. It wasn't a surprise when Capcom revealed it was a remaking Resident Evil 4. What was that sentence? It wasn't a surprise when Capcom revealed it was remaking Resident Evil 4. That's it. It was next in line after all, but given how well regarded the original is, plenty of people were skeptical whether this remake would live up to its legacy. Capcom is dead set on proving skeptics wrong. If yesterday's trailer is any indication, check out the Resi 4 trailer, remake trailer for yourself below, which we shall do. We're gonna watch it right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna make sure that we get the audio here, and we show the window, which is also the incorrect window. There we go. All right, we're going to watch the trailer here. We're actually watching a trailer for a podcast episode. Holy shit. Oh my god, that is loud as shit for you guys. I am so sorry that is so loud. I'm sorry for anyone in the video or that might be joining the stream here that I just fucking blasted your eardrums out. I'm so sorry. So, wait, is this... Okay, this is Resident Evil 4 remake. Never mind, sorry. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right, Resident Evil 4's name was Resident Evil 4 Village, that's right.
Maybe. Some missing señorita?
Ashley, where are you?
Your soul requires cleansing.
Ashley Graham, are you in here?
Just let me go.
Listen. I'm hearing the president's orders and...
What is that? What do we do?
The last labs are escaping.
We need to go!
Damn, bro.
I'm gonna get you home
Get
safe.
fucked.
You can stop right there.
Ada!
Ada, who are you? What are you doing here?
My faithful disciple will show her the path.
Ashley, run!
The entire world shall overflow with his grace.
What's happening to me?
Now, abandon your body.
Leads a girl. She's lost no matter what.
Now that he has chosen death.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, very nice. Very nice trailer. That was a very, very nice trailer. That was a pretty cool trailer. So that was the Resident Evil 4 remake trailer. Yeah, I'm assuming it's probably coming out on... Okay, here we go. It's coming out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. So yeah, that looks pretty good. I don't know why the village and like there were a couple things in there that looked a lot like Resident Evil 8. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because Resident Evil 8 was like the first Resident Evil game I like really paid attention to. 7 was the first one I watched a Let's Play of, and then 8 was the first one that I not only watched a Let's Play of, but then like really tried to follow along with the plot and like what was happening in that one. So that's an interesting yeah, that's an interesting thing to watch, to be honest. I'm interested to see who's gonna play it. I know that if Shadow is gonna play it on stream or something, I'll try to make his streams and see if I can watch him play through it, because it'd be nice to see somebody who has extensive experience with Resi play it. That'd be really cool. Anyway, moving on to another kind of like survival horror type thing. There's gonna be a new Silent Hill game. Well, maybe. We might finally be moving on from Silent Hills PT, and we might actually have something Silent Hill coming up. Konami shared a number of Silent Hill announcements today being October 19th when this article came out, as part of its Silent Hill transmission presentation, confirming many long-standing rumors as well as putting others to bed. Arguably the biggest news from the presentation is that Bloober Team, the developer behind The Medium and other horror games, is remaking Silent Hill 2. The trailer for the game showed scenes from the iconic game with all new visuals. Silent Hill 2 Remake is coming to PC via Steam and will be a PlayStation 5 console exclusive for at least a year after launch. Konami followed up with Silent Hill Townfall, a new game from developer No Code, the creators of Observation and Stories Untold. The teaser shared for the game offered little in the way of game details, but the implication is that it will be something different for Silent Hill. So that's fucking cool. So that's like the new Silent Hill game, right? But then we have Christoph Gans, the director of the original 2006 Silent Hill movie, is returning to create a new Silent Hill film titled Return to Silent Hill. Gans appeared during the presentation to talk about how the movie will be an adaptation of Silent Hill 2. Filming and casting are still in the works, but Gans did have a handful of concept art to share. I'm going to pause on the article real quick to say that if that Silent Hill 2 based movie does not have a reference to the fucking Shiba Inu with a headset on controlling everything ending, then it's a bust. It'll instantly be a 1 out of 10 if it doesn't have the dog ending. Next up, Konami shared some of its new Silent Hill merchandise. High-end statues of characters like James Sunderland and Mario from Silent Hill 2 were shown. My brain went to Mario, like Nintendo Mario, and I was like, Mario was in Silent Hill 2? No, there's a character in Silent Hill 2 named Mario. As well as a statue of the comedic, non-canon dog ending of Silent Hill 2, where James learns everything that happened to him is being controlled by a dog. A plush of the Mastermind dog will also be available soon. That needs to be like a reference in the movie or something. I don't care how big or small it is. There just has to be some sort of like computer with a dog sitting up at it, and then the dog sees him walk in and it hops down and runs away. It doesn't have to be a plot point of, oh, the dog was controlling everything. I just want a reference to it. Like, at least have a Shiba Inu with a headset somewhere. Please. It needs to be in the movie, dude. Silent Hill Ascension is another new Silent Hill project described as an quote-unquote interactive video streaming experience, end quote, with the tagline, face your trauma together. The multiplayer game featured a number of development partners, including Dead by Daylight creators Behavior Interactive, as well as director J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Games. Little was known or shared about the gameplay, but it appears as though it will be a form of narrative-driven multiplayer game. Finally, the presentation ended with a pre-rendered trailer for a new mainline Silent Hill game called Silent Hill F, which, again, we're getting Silent Hill Downfall, or, Townfall, which, like, okay, that's cool. That seems like another game. But now we're getting another mainline game. So this is gonna be what, like the first Silent Hill mainline game since PT. So that's fucking cool. And that was just a demo. The trailer for the game showed a young woman walking through a Japanese town dragging a pipe along the ground like Pyramid Head and eventually being consumed by flowers. When the game will release or what kind of game it will be is currently unclear because they literally just revealed it. But that's interesting. Silent Hill F is like the first actual like Silent Hill anything new that we've gotten since PT, I think. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Now moving on to our third topic and the last gaming topic of the week. This is absurd. This is, what I'm about to tell you is absolutely absurd. I thought it was absurd when Microsoft did it, and now Sony is doing it, and it's still absurd. Sony announced that the PlayStation 5 DualSense Edge controller in August, and now it is revealed that it will be released this January for $199.99. $200 fucking controller. When it was first announced, PlayStation didn't reveal too much about its take on the Xbox Elite Series controller type, but it was clear that this was a quote-unquote pro version of the DualSense controller aimed at PS5 enthusiasts. Now the company has detailed more of what to expect in a new trailer you can check out below. How long is this trailer? I don't feel like watching this trailer, to be honest. It's just bullshit. It literally just looks like it is a PS5 controller that has paddles on the back that you can map. And then the dead zones on the trigger on the analog sticks are tightened. The triggers are sensitized. Yeah, it's literally just a PS5 controller with slightly better triggers, slightly better analog sticks, and two paddles on the back. The controller will be available to pre-order from select retailers starting next week on October 25th. It will be released on January 26th, which is the same day the quote-unquote replaceable stick modules will be available too. These will cost $20. Quote, the DualSense Edge wireless controller features a host of hardware and software-based personalization options, including button remapping, the ability to fine-tune stick sensitivity and triggers, options to swap between multiple control profiles, and a unique on-controller user interface, end quote, as PlayStation blog post reads. So yeah, it's the fucking Xbox Elite Series controller, just a PlayStation, just Sony made their own. I think it's a total ripoff. What is that? There's another controller company that makes controllers just the same. And they're cheaper. Don't get me wrong, they're not cheap, like, in general. They're just cheaper, okay? Those being, Battle Beaver Customs. So I know of them. I've never had one of their controllers, so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're like the end-all be-all. They're like super amazing. I've never used one of their controllers, but I do know that they exist, and I was very tempted to get one back when I was a PS4 gamer. The idea is that they just do what Scuf does, because Scuf kind of pioneered the paddles on the back of the controller, right? And so Battle Beaver went, well, these people are charging a high fucking premium to make these. What if we just reduce the cost by, $20 or $30, and then instead of paddles, we have buttons on the back? And that's literally all it is. Instead of a paddle, it's just a fucking button. That's literally it. Let me see if I can find a good, example here. Okay, so here we go. Here's a good fucking example. So here is an Xbox Series X controller, okay? It looks like a normal Xbox Series X controller, except it has these little buttons here on the back. So instead of Scuf having their paddles hanging off the back here and here, not on this front one, but I mean if you're looking at the back controller, instead of having them hanging here and here, and they're like little paddles, or having them hanging weirdly here, they're just a little button. Instead of a paddle, it's just a button. And these controllers are way fucking cheaper. A Scuf, let me check out Scuf real quick. Let me check out Scuff. Let me see. Maybe Scuff's prices have changed too. I legitimately have not seen like what their modern controllers actually cost. Okay. So yeah, I guess the new one is the Scuff Instinct, okay? It has, looks like 4 buttons on the back, if that is even 4 buttons. This is like their premier, you know, like brand new controller. Yeah, it looks like it has 2 paddles and like 2 other buttons on the back. I don't know what these do, but those are a thing. Okay, this is a pretty nice looking fucking controller. This is like some hardcore gaming controller. $169.99. Wow, actually, wait a minute. What the fuck? maybe the Beaver customs aren't as cheap as I remember them being. Or maybe they are and I'm just being dumb. I just remember back in like 2017 when I was looking to get a PlayStation 4 controller that had paddles on the back. The back at that point, the Battle Beaver controller was like $120 and the Scuff one was like $180, and I was like, holy fuck. So yeah, the prices have changed since then, and now Scuff seems pretty competitive now, but at the time Scuff was a lot more expensive. They were a whole like $20 to $30 more expensive than Battle Beaver. But I don't know, maybe shit has changed now. Maybe Battle Beaver had to hike their prices up because they had trouble getting supply or something. I'm not sure, but yeah. So long story short, unless you really desperately, like, unless you're essentially trying to be like a COD Pro player and you need those extra paddles in the back, don't waste $200 on the fucking controller. That is going to be the end of gaming for this week's podcast. Now we're moving on to our 4th topic, which is the first of 3rd real life topics. We're going to be talking about an army of bees, ladies and gentlemen. Nicolas Cage would be shitting himself right here. This story comes out of Springfield, Massachusetts. A Massachusetts woman who released a swarm of bees on sheriff's deputies as they tried to serve an eviction notice is facing multiple assault and battery charges, authorities said. Rory Woods, 55, pleaded not guilty to her arraignment. I think that's that word, arraignment, on October 12th in Springfield District Court and was released without bail, citing court record. MassLive.com citing court records reported on Wednesday. She and other protesters maintained that they were trying to prevent a wrongful eviction. The homeowner, Alton King, brought evidence of a bankruptcy stay to court the next day, which point, quote, everything should have stopped, end quote, said Grace Ross of the Massachusetts Alliance Against Predatory Lending. Woods' lawyer did not immediately respond to a voicemail left by the Associated Press on Wednesday. Hampden County deputies were met by protesters when they went to the home in Longmeadow on the morning of October 12th, according to the official department report. Woods, who lives in Hadley, arrived in an SUV towing a trailer carrying beehives and started shaking them, in quotes, breaking the cover off one and causing hundreds of bees to swarm out and initially sting one deputy, according to the report. Woods, who put on a beekeeper's suit to protect herself, was eventually handcuffed, but not before several of the sheriff's department employees were stung, including 3 who are allergic to bees, the report said. So, yeah, I like the effort that you went through to get crated up bees, put them in your fucking car or truck or whatever, drive them down to this house and like use them. I think that's fucking hilarious. Good on you for creativity, but that's the only points I can award you. I can't even condone these actions because of when I heard this story and like when I first read the headline, I was like, what if the sheriffs were allergic? You don't know who around that area is allergic to bees. A bee allergy is a relatively common allergy. I'm going to Google this. How common is a bee allergy? About 2 million people in the United States are allergic to bee stings. 3% of children who are stung will experience allergic reactions. In the most severe cases, an allergic reaction to bee sting can cause anaphylactic shock, requiring treatment with a shot of epinephrine. That's just children. Between 5 and 7.5% of Americans are hypersensitive to insect stings. These are just random numbers I'm getting from a bunch of different websites. How common are bee sting allergies? Approximately 5 to 7.5 trusted source of people will experience a severe allergic reaction. That's a lot of fucking people. 5 to 7.5% is apparently about 2 million. That's a lot of fucking people. You don't know in your neighborhood or community, you don't know who in your neighborhood or community is fucking allergic to bees. And sending bees out to fucking sting people is the most creative but stupid fucking thing you could do. Alright? That's all I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be moving on to our 5th topic today about a strange looking fucking dinosaur. This comes out of Boston, Massachusetts. A swift-footed lizard that lived millions of years ago in what is now Massachusetts has been named the state's official dinosaur under legislation signed into law Wednesday by Governor Charlie Baker. Why do we need a fucking state dinosaur? Does Pennsylvania have a state dinosaur? What is PA's state dinosaur? Phacops rana. What the fuck is a Phacops rana? Oh. A Phacops rana is just this little beetle pod thing. Well, here you go. This is a Phacops rana. It's like this little beetle thing that the Pokemon Kabutops was named after. So there you go. PA's state dinosaur is a fucking slug. But look at this thing, man. This thing is fucking wild. What are you? This is an artist rendering of the dinosaur Podokesaurus holyokensis, which lived millions of years ago what is now Massachusetts. God damn. Swift-footed lizard of Holyoke is what that name means, apparently. Received more than 60% of the roughly 35,000 votes cast in a social media campaign initiated early last year by State Representative Jack Lewis, beating out another dinosaur that was also discovered in the state. Quote, "If I think about my own childhood, the thing that got me interested in science in the first place was dinosaurs," the Republican governor said at the signing ceremony in the Museum of Science in Boston, with some of the state's leading paleontologists standing behind him. And the main reason they got me interested is because of their majesty and their ferocity and their almost alien being status. As a kid, they just created wonder, end quote. Lewis came up with the idea of a state dinosaur while trying to find engaging projects for the Cub Scout den he led during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. The project did not get people involved in science. The project did not just get people involved in science, but also taught them about the legislative process, the Framingham Democrat said. Podokesaurus, the fucking swift-footed lizard, was discovered in western Massachusetts in 1910 by Mount Holyoke College professor Mingon Talbot, the first woman to find, discover, name, and describe a dinosaur. Yeah, I could see why you call it a swift-footed lizard. It is hairy, so it's kind of a weird lizard. But it does kind of look like a lizard, and it does look like it runs pretty fast. So yeah, there you go. Massachusetts has a new fucking state dinosaur, the swift-footed lizard. We have a fucking slug. Anyway, last but not least, our... Oh, uh-oh. I don't want to do that. How do I not do that? How do I not do that? I accidentally clicked something. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Last but not least, we have our final article here, ladies and gentlemen. 6 Feet Under. Car. Atherton, California. 3 decades after a car was reported stolen in Northern California, police are digging the missing convertible out of the yard of a $15 million mansion built by a man with a history of arrests for murder, attempted murder, and insurance fraud. The convertible, ladies the convertible The convertible Mercedes-Benz filled with bags of unused concrete was discovered Thursday by landscapers in the affluent town of Atherton in Silicon Valley. Atherton Mayor Rick DeGolia said, sorry, that sounds Italian to me, said, reading a statement from the police. Although cadaver dogs alerted to possible human remains on Thursday, none have been found more than 24 hours after technicians with the San Mateo County Crime Lab began excavating the car. DeGolia said. Police believe the car was buried 4 to 5 feet, or 1.2 to 1.5 meters, deep in the backyard of the home sometime in the 1990s. Before the current owners bought the home. The car was reported stolen in September 1992 and in nearby Palo Alto, he said. By Friday, the technicians have been able to excavate the passenger side of the convertible, which was buried with its top down. They also opened the trunk, where they found more bags of unused cement. Cadaver dogs were again brought back to the house and again, quote-unquote, made a slight notification of possible human remains, DeGolia said. Yikes. I mean, there's really no proof until you find bones, but it's interesting that they found a convertible fucking 5 feet underground, almost 6 feet, and it might have had a dead person. That's crazy, dude. Imagine, like, how fucking, like, first of all, how much of a psychopath do you have to do to be a murderer? Second of all, how insane is it that you're then gonna go through the trouble of, how crazy is it then that you're also then gonna go through the trouble of burying a fucking car? Like, let's just say you murdered that person, right? You could dump the car in the water. You could do a lot with that car. You could go get it chopped up. You could, you know, if you had any connections with like an illegal chop shop, you could go get it chopped up, which is like a popular movie thing. You could go dump it in the water. I know that dumping cars in water is sadly a very effective way of getting rid of a vehicle as evidence. I was about to say I know that from experience. I haven't committed any crimes. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I watch a lot of that YouTube channel Adventures with Purpose. I do watch them occasionally when they do find missing people in their cars. And there are a lot of fucking cars that can go missing underwater that nobody fucking knows about. You could have... Literally, there was a woman who went missing in her car, an elderly lady. They found her in like a fucking little pond in a fucking development. Literally, the roof was so, like, the top of the roof was so shallow in the water you could see it from the shoreline. It's just nobody noticed it was there because the car was the car's like paint job was the same shade of green as the algae water. Literally the only reason why she wasn't found for like years. So you could really hide a car in the water is what I'm trying to say. And yet you decide to dig out the backyard of your $15 million mansion, bury it, and then like I don't know. That's weird. That seems like too much effort, especially when you could just drive into the water. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for this episode of the Bullshit Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I know this one is short. It's only about a half hour. But those of you who may be here live, you know, keep an eye out on the channel because I will be live later tonight with probably some 5M, I would imagine. And yeah. Everybody take it easy. I've been your host, Verve, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.